I just asked him, he says, see, I can remember. And who Bawumia.
Nkadeng ni bisi.
Uncle Jimmy Fubi.
Beka si deng.
Beka se papa ni yo sabi oyo pepe ni nti.
Oye deng.
O pepe ni nti.
Ano dakati ni.
Nti na nwakuro no.
Oye sure.
Obi jisase me dia yade den. Ne ko si aigbe ni nti, won se kuruma edin.
Obi ankasa.
Kanya hwe kura no, sa osofu pani bay, Pentecost osofu pani bay, oji okronfu yi. Captain Smart. Ko be kan bi.
Ana hina.
Apostle ne ba. Na kwa na no finsa abosom dan mu no, be wote bridge ro fer ne Kevin Taylor. Ko no
na no den.
Na no finsa abosom dan wo mbra ho. Ko be kan bi.
Me mamu nyina kwa aba wo frɛ me Bright Eduochire na obetumi afrɛ me Uncle Bright. Say ye be show you dia Uncle Bright na obetumi afrɛ me. Na wohwɛ na obufu a obetumi afrɛ me Brother Bright. Ya say hia no pe bi o a am say 70 TT a ene ba beboro so. Last week no Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na oko Wechocho Festival e Volta region to represent the President of the Republic, Nana Adudanko Kufuado. I'm say where to kwan kakra. Tina Osman si onko na nkusi na nai. Na ne kasa ni mu no a start so kasa ya fine gave historical background to the Ashanti Kingdom and Ashanti King. And the one I want to participate in the Chocho Festival 120 years Nana Kufi Kakari or whatever. Or no di can call her. That was about 120 years ago in our recent history. Or no any unipa wakwa was a history ewo sa festival wako ordinary holding any nimdie any nyam akwako techi. Now our start is okasa no okasa fine given the background of the festival okay ni na wi no wura economy nim na okasa amanfo start say uhuru no a group of young men ewo and uhuru na wonu say ho so the stronghold of the NDC intimi sa anoma we yekoso ya na enyeme na two NDC fu ahye da kase be bia na nado be sibia na MPP mpoemfu be sibia obeye campaign bia no be huru nti no na enye se na nado okwa Ashanti region a group of people we ensu huru no ho nti eya pattern but Bawumia kan simbi na asem no kan no eno na kofa asade nyina ba ya wo yesu huru no na oka simbi se economic crisis anya sisi no global enye peculiar to Ghana nko nti that is what he said. And when I yebisa question say, did he lie at the Chocho Festival that the current economic crisis, a global now, is it global or is something that is peculiar to Ghana? Now I know the Baba Shani Adjunjiro home near Yedi Home Como, a Samri, Ewo, a Firiso, a Runti, and Yeshia. Your kind no quarry, and answer no quarry. Ghana for you who say young Kwano, we live in a different island, yet baby, yet space baby, I encourage us. The Ukraine war affect Ghana and affect no. We Europe, the Okoso Ghana, San Ecoso, American Ecoso, San Ecoso. A Yanuquare and answer Yanuquare. Is it peculiar to Ghana and Kwana, and no, and who Nkomo and Yababidino, and pay. Into Yabaya. Now Yasim Tiani. We are going to set the ball rolling by playing what he said, exactly what the Vice President said, a Kofa Sanchin Yashui by now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be remiss if I do not touch on the economy. We all know that we are facing a global economic crisis, which Tobesri III referred to. This is a crisis that is being felt all over the world, and the cost of living has accelerated across the globe. If you look at the cost of living as measured by the rate of inflation between 2019 and now, the cost of living or the rate of inflation has increased by 5-fold in Ghana. It has increased by 16-fold in Togo. It has increased by 11-fold in Senegal. It has increased by 7-fold in Cote d'Ivoire and 8-fold in the United Kingdom. The increase in the cost of living has caused hardships, not only in Ghana, but many countries. In fact, the BBC noted about 2 weeks ago that so far this year, there have been 93 public protests against, in 93 countries. We've had public protests against the increase in cost of living.
We and a vice president Kokawo Hobochocho Festival nase. Na ekofa inchinuashu baya young men be was start to say uhuru no. Na ni okai no he made reference to the world. He made reference to the other countries. Now okai si BBC kra akasi about 95 countries across the globe. There were protests because of hardship, because of difficulty, because of high inflation, because of high interest rate. Akoso. And na ni nyina this pandemic and Ukraine Russian war and a coffee in Aba. As some no kind of na a no quarry and answer no quarry. A no quarry and answer no quarry. No, and as you know, the Babashania can was him a jail. What is Wukuhru?
Wukru, then any news.
Are there any news?
I said no Kramak or Kraman.
Or Kramak any news.
David.
Okay, Mammy coming him. Na asem no kan no ye ba behwe so krama akọ krama na enyi news ye ba behwe se no kan no e no kwara na ase enye no kware. We are going to play another tip. No stages of protest which have been staged across some countries in Europe. Na ye fa hwe se no kan ye no kwara na ase no kware enye se enye no kware. Na denti se no kware so dia denti na ma boys no wo huru no ho. Is it just because a political way or person way? And I say because I don't get it. Let's play the next tip. A general protest in Europe. We are going to play about 3 different tips, and then we are now for album. Now because you have a short time to deliberate on this matter. But let's
During skyrocketing energy and food prices, these activists went into stores and poured out milk on the floor. European leaders cannot find solution for food and energy crisis, while it is really happening everywhere. This is a long queue for fuel in Paris, and this is Nanterre at 6 a.m. In France, queues have become a habit in many gas stations around the country. This is a gas station in Arras, France. A line of dozens of cars waiting outside. Police are present to prevent overflowing and ensure that no one is filling cans. In Poland, more than 2,000 mayors from cities and towns across the country demonstrated in Warsaw against soaring energy prices and the cost of living. Energy bills for some local authorities have increased by 800, 900 or even 1,000%. In Italy, the people in Naples rise up and besiege the town hall. We want to work. We don't pay the bills to keep the world. Social tensions in Italy are growing more and more every day because people are unable to make ends meet. In Austria, mass demonstration in Vienna against increases in gas and energy prices. They also against EU and NATO's policies. The protests have happened for months, but the EU media did not report it. In Romania, Romanian people demand early elections because energy price and inflation have gone too far. In Greece, big demonstration in Athens demanding electricity for all, also against high prices and the energy crisis, but they were dispersed by police. In Germany, nothing gets better. German people continue their protests days and nights against energy crisis and government demolition policies. The situation is getting worse after the sabotage of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline and also the explosion of the Crimea Bridge. These are queues in Crimean gas stations because the fuel supply has been interrupted. In Crimea, they are not only increasingly long lined up at the gas stations, but also 3-kilometer lines for ferries.
Masa,
I get you.
Then we.
Some catcher was Okanama.
Me perceive Tias and me say Ghana Hana etin. Are we living in isolation? Or do we live in space? Or we live in an island that doesn't exist? Ah, you fool say Bibiano, and Ghana Aquan is in a moment, see baby. The countries that have been mentioned, France, Germany, Italy, and Romania, their economies are stronger than us. But look at what is happening to them. They are complaining about high cost of living. They are complaining about their currencies crashing. They are complaining about high rate of inflation. They are complaining about a high rate of what we call bank rate. They are complaining about everything. Food crisis has hit them. Everything is hitting them hard. Ghana but currency need a crash because when we look at the United States of America, a country, the only denomination we are seeing now for international trade and international currency would be Canadian dollar. One fine we are saying Canada but US dollar has become the international denominator for every transaction that we do in the world. Now the US interest rate has increased. When they increase their rate, now definitely it will affect your dollar because you also have to sell it higher. Ghana fusi entiase.
I didn't see no. Me perceive bisa say denti na wohuru no.
Anu so na menso entiase enti de tie ebubu. Ebi ahwefo a wo beba no. In their comment under our YouTube channel no. Ebi obe comment.
Kasebi.
Wan kasebi a. Because when he started talking about global crisis no. And what the uhuru ni fiase.
Na sa global crisis no. Nipa na uhuru no. Wonim. Wusu
wonim ana. And nso nti na me yebisa. And it be say I say yet Ireland bi so.
We hear education.
Nti ebi ni ye wa he.
Papa.
Because when he started talking, Bawumia started so kasa no.
Emfoni a yenga yisisi.
Yo.
Kire se wonim a.
Nko wanye no
wo ye no.
Ghana fu bi ni mu.
And na me fa ne say o man ne bia e pese yisi ni tiase. Na sisi am ya ngachire no kwara she kanten ase na nkontompo otene so na wakane na aboso
no ayeden
watin no kwara so kanten na so kanten se o sha ase na otene so na se wonim se sa countries yi na Romania na kaka na US
obi kwa kasi Romania kwa kasi Romania kruben but Romania was here but with Germany wom Italy wom UK wom yeah Germany wom UK wom na officer yi
okay Germany now
German okay German
kasa ka ho
yo German ka ho German is the strongest and the biggest economy in Europe
na no ho akere no
yo
na wo friend dey wo say kwaji du osu kwadu brumpo
yo
hwe na ho akere no
yeah ebia do ogbo enu obi ehu
na me ka no
ebia no ogbo enu obi ante wo de beba de ogbo enu obi ehu obi ante ye be sa akwa no that table and they exclusively done a protest was done in UK, which was reported by Sky News. And when you have a bueno, near the Asha say, be an oborn bibrino, will be because UK no anti because I don't know what the forest is.
Yeah, and say, O man and why didn't you go for in Bawumia?
Yes, sanity, and Furata. Uncle Bon has in you. One order by Furata Cruz woman has in you. One order by you. And me fool or crying in a Kufad, no do I say. Okay, Tingubu yading a Yakufado. You. A cacadrus on or door, Baza. You. What I say. And a famous no dear room. You. It is a famous aboyading a Yakufado. You. A lack of education. Lack of education. Until you find educated. I don't know what no educating ya was saying so. I said, on your orange professors and doctors, and media. No, I do with film. And the catcher was say, New Year Benkuta on good school. Okay, and so what it can Benku, my professors would. Away, Yaboku, Pierre Unim, play another tip. I don't know, it was a protest stage in UK, reported by Sky. Now, for the Intia Samokan, now you are Yantia in Assams.
Well, you can see that the crowds are gathering despite the rain here today, and the title of the march says it all as far as the protesters are concerned. Britain is broken, is what it's called, and it's been organised by the People's Assembly Against Austerity. Take a look at some of the banners. Tories out, not fit to govern, general election now, and that is one of the strong messages here. They are saying that 3 prime ministers in a matter of months, that mandate from 2019, from that election then, is now out of date, and what is needed is a general election to let the people decide. And the government unlikely to do that when you look at the polls. But 2024 is the first time that an election is needed. Now, this protest is not just about that, it is about the cost of living. People's energy prices going up, interest rates going up again this week, the impact that has on mortgages, and we all know what it's like when we go to the supermarket and try and buy some food. Inflation figures hitting all-time highs when it comes to food prices. So what's happening today is there are going to be speeches here, then there is going to be a march which goes along the embankment over Westminster Bridge.
Ajayo. Reporter also, when you go to the supermarket, you visit the supermarket to go and buy. Also, inflation has hit all-time high record in UK.
All-time high.
All-time high. In UK for many years. Inflation has hit one. Do you know the cause of it? Because of the high prices of fuel.
Okay.
The crude. And your crude, refined oil and gas. Ebi na atu yen wa ha no
boyedin.
Ye ne boyedin. Nti Ghana na ye wo no. Se okoto oil no o international market no otuma. Wo si di nso na ahode nso yehu ankakra no. Ebe ma korenim. Nti obi aye pe no de akɔhye. Wo so want to lord fame. Want to it is exact thing that has happened to now UK. UK is one of the strongest economies in the world. One of the strongest economies in the world. Now, when you take Germany out, UK is the second strongest economy in Europe. Germany has the second strongest economy in Europe. UK comes second. But look at what is happening to both Germany and UK and even Italy. There is another video.
Yeah,
Kukudamfunu in Atiwashi. Reporter Nasimo Kawati. Also, in a matter of months, Britain has had 3 prime ministers. Is it not crazy?
Ebin Sida.
Within a matter of 3 prime ministers in Abizi, Boris Johnson by May, Nita Manson, na Boris Johnson between 2.5 years, or also by Kikiri went to Boris Johnson, what you be abesu, will be crowd with 6 weeks. Guess my melody jam 6 weeks.
You.
I don't quite.
Dainty.
Because, look, sunk. Sunk. Now, what is it? Also, UK is in crisis. Now, UK is in recession. It is going to take a very long time, about 20 years to recover.
That is my man by who say, why yan and big grass in Tio.
So, penny no offer.
Mark how me, you, Mufamad, Okuda, Titia.
Ghana for see a TSC and Tiasi.
Farquhar, what did my bid no? You. Mobile budget, Moya, and what I'm could budget so and son, a song. One put a swing.
Yeah, Obi Nyini. Macron, Air France. France economy. We Germany. We Italy. I'm say France grab and send Italy. We UK, France, Germany. We UK. We Italy. France neighbor. The strongest economy in Europe. What if you to Yamo last tip?
Agree, Missy.
France, Italy, Belgium, Spain. 4 leading European economies. All 4 have witnessed mass protests in recent days.
Then okay, pause. What's it? France, Italy, Spain, UK, Germany. What's it? These are the leading economies. What in Europe?
We are simple. Europe.
They didn't, sir. We are seeing America for anyway. America for what do and the Europeans were into Europe. We are seeing
English memo.
Yes. What's it? Also, all of them have been hit by global crisis. Economic crisis has hit them. Into adding to the Tikumana, Yandias Yantias. I call you Nima. Yenimo.
Near Coda Radio Yanidi, Beany Penny. Then you are pay.
Do we live in an island?
Yes, sir.
Isolated island.
I didn't work firm.
And you're young.
Obi didn't me pay so be a man or we.
But to your summer.
All 4 happened because of exactly the same reasons. Rising food prices, out of control energy bills, and lower wages.
Posso. What's it? The same reasons. Yes, we are saying. Also, the same reasons. So, report and way Union, India. Also, protesting now. Why are France? No. Also, the same reason. And a countries now why protesting. Also, the same reason. They don't vary from one to another. One reason is then. Also, rising food prices, inflation, energy crisis. Also, these are some of the energy crisis. It includes the CCT and fuel. Also, no. And I hit you also all of them they have synonymous the protest characteristics. That's what they have.
Obu ho nimu. To say me wo fa kwekwedu wo amakon ekuraso ho.
Yo.
Anope wo na afumu. Nti nia wo yi say yen baby na be ka kire na. No nimu an say akufu adoma o man ni my den. I think. They be ameka sakufu aro amantem. So ba ntem no di free education ba entem a kentesa.
Can you be any when you be
basically, the ongoing cost of living crisis, it is now hitting Europe hard.
What's it? It is now hitting Europe hard.
Yes, the European power is quickly becoming a hotspot for these protests.
Also, European powers are quickly becoming a hotspot.
Yes. Over the weekend, we saw large crowds on the streets of Paris, and today, trade unions took to the streets. There was a massive crowd on the streets of Paris. And going by some reports, scuffles broke out between the cops and the protesters. The protesters were seen breaking some barriers. Take a look.
Then
ni aboye ne se akufa the president.
What they call oui.
So what do these protesters want? They are demanding higher salaries. These protests are being called Emmanuel Macron's stiffest challenge yet. But he isn't the only European leader who is facing this challenge. The entire economy of the euro area is now being tested.
The entire economy of the euro area has now been tested. So he's talking about the entirety of Europe, almost. Those belonging to the euro area, look at euro, one of the strongest currencies that you can find, because they have come together as one economy and they are running their own affairs. Also, they have been tested. The Eurozone have been tested. Now, Euro itself is also eroding in terms of strength. Euro, the power of Euro is eroding in terms. Then you sit here and then your currency is weakening. And then you say, no, you don't understand. Meanwhile, your currency doesn't have any competition with anybody.
I just do me say. Unyamana boy.
Aden.
Kana nyankopon wo nyankopon papa.
Aden no nyankopon so nyankopon mo bia.
Se ye gana nyame wo.
Ono ne hira.
Se wo Israel nyame. Na ne gana so be wo nyame.
Oh I see.
Ono na waboa yense kufu ado ne Bawumia no hwo man so.
Aden.
Ka ye beton ye manam de didi.
We are sure.
Se ko no yonko a.
And we are sure say ko bi no disu a nka things will not be as it's supposed to be. Agise na nado ene Bawumia.
Kwaji.
Kawasem.
Se kwaji a.
Kawasem.
Mr. Kaya Tonya Manu didi.
Inti ni ekoso yenye nanado.
Esi na nanado.
Ade na enyo no.
Inti ni esi Europe no so wampani no.
What's on fix it? Say so fix it.
Very good. Then na kofa bae. What's then na to bayira homa man te bayira mo kesi. Ahama na mu ante okeke. Bibi na te bayira homa no inti na bayira na moyi. Senye Ukraine wa friend den. Wanzama chibei Russia kasanse bika ho keni ho and the pipeline if Russia call Germany ya bombo enti gas nkobi enti Germany ho kyerena na wo mafifi wo se da abaku gua na mma no na firi bibi brother one to a na firi bibi benzu to na sai gua no enti Russia senya akokwan na pipeline da ho na gas nam ne fruko Germany a kan den kan tisa enso oyonko mpesa obeti asese Niesi we ase no enye Russia na Ukraine.
Na the internet so yon kotiase. Internet so tiase.
Infonia etwa yi. Eje do me no na etwa zamboni no. Demonstration uhu bibini bi ho. Bibisa. Uhu ni patuntumi wo demonstration ni mu. Wa hu bibini biara. Abrofo nko a na wotwa ho no wesa. Intimi no na ekofa asa infoni no beto ho. Oh. Esi. Obidim. Na ne onim na adwene so onka obi nte. Nti ne si hogbo chocho yase. Onipa bi na okotena ba bi no se papa na obekasa. Na ne kasa no den asase wo beboso. Oboso pa muhuro no. Eje du sase mi se si achi mamu a.
Den.
Na ohuru Bawumia.
Nka den ni bisi.
Anko jimifu bi.
Bekasi den.
Bekase papa no yo sabe oyo pepe ni nti.
Oye den.
O pepe ni nti.
Anoda katini.
Nti na nwakuro no.
We sure.
Obi jisase me dia ya de den. Ne ko si aigbe ni nti, won se kuruma edin.
Obi ankasa. Kan ye hwe kura no, sa osofo pani bai, Pentecost osofo pani bai, oji okronfo yi. Captain Smart. Ko be kan bi. Ana hina.
Apostro ne ba. Na kwa na no finsa abosom dan mu no, wote agbirikiro ofer ne Kevin Taylor. Ko no so
na no den.
Na no finsa abosom dan wo mbra ho. Ko be kan bi. So, enso si aigbe de aidin.
Abirwa no tete wa na.
Menyi wakura.
Esi.
Sa asem si we saman kase a, ahemfo ahuru Bawumia yanka. Enso nde obia de tareka to na no why din. Finsiye. Obia ahuru Bawumia ye. Dana papa ko Asante region. Na also ka asem bi wo kwabre. It was the talk of the town.
Nanado.
You, nyina mwa nyina na woka bi.
Yemfu nyina ka bi.
Nyina mwa kata mantunkura ka sini nyina obi aka bi.
Nkramanka.
Wo nyina ka bi. Na ne si. Enani ususo. At the TV so mani pa hui. Enso ne obi anka ho hwe. Esas wo huru Bawumia wa igbenti. Wono we nipa si nipa bia. Ne ko si Asante mamba bia na asachim ekuape mamba bia ye kan. 2024 on person what to aba maninti na ohuru no enso se yia say den kana iden ya igbe nkwa na iden ho ba bia tisa wo se kwajedu a yen ayesu kwadu burumpo kwajedu obu yenkum na abrofo osun kwadu abre na ne kwajedu oba yonden
ense kwa na mubebu
yen ayesu kwadu burumpo na kwajedu kumyen yo Finipa na wo hwe wiase na wodidi me dibini wompo
woni made bi yo Ghana me ni obi kasa no pe na oye ardent supporter of MPP onipa na me ne kasa utum so onu kasa no na nyo mebu won tiase me ne kasa wi pe na onu abo ni nsem nam kasa mu kasa musimu di party na chi ba mo ntini o mebi ase mu nyina mo ka obi na mu disura mu am party. Also, Ghana's currency is the weakest in Africa. And I'm saying, I know Kunya sa hinana. Also, when I say no kware. I'm saying, modern social media and a radio so okay can semina na mudi echi yo sa na muso mudi echi na mko. Is that correct? Also, there be. I'm saying, jina number. I want me find my phone. Papa Google. I'm a boy. I'm saying, the date of publication. It was October 10th. October 10th, yao. 1 month ago. Your friend be global.com. A business and financial institution. No publish it. Ghana's currency is the third strongest currency in Africa. It had to happen some crown. But Nanado currency, Sikam PDD. When you talk down your money, it goes down. People didn't understand. Say ngano na edekika amafudika oh is the weakest currency in the whole world. Is the Sri Lanka currency is the you are talking down your money and the money rather becomes weak. Now, fish normally global rating, financial rating agencies, they pick from those things who can pay the day. Or what can we say? What do you want? Yes,
and Poko two French in the view.
You go two French in the some French in prove a beer or yen, no quitting or the year. And that is the reality on the ground. Says he can so and pay the day. A prima for we did it. What they are showing and Chadwashias.
akora na him skani ben na ode san boda bonachi
o se kwa me despite we share one abonti one kan so se kwa nipa yan tafra wafo ne e dede wo ma wo
na no was wakoto abonten mu edi
ayo se kwa me
enti news se kwa me dede wo kwan ho
na onu no fi
wo no yamu ase kura bi ase na ba ya wo twepene ho
odi omo we kwa news
sa enti papa ya oni MPP ni ya wo kana se mpring nim no nim onim
media de send command afeli no ho agrese for ya na meka jenze hwe we see no it is going to be weakened further. What's it how na want to tune NMC yes apart from what Bank of Ghana is doing on yeno sa goro boys no ne alaji fu ojeji akwa no ne omanioma ne eyina amanfo with speculation amanfo kan wasem but the catch say US continue to increase their rate in the US. The moment they increase their rate, the dollar becomes expensive to buy. When it becomes expensive, that's how the expensive. What the repercussion is that also buy also too. Yes, it becomes more. This is what you should. When you must work at Ministry of Communication, what Ministry of Information, then a human wire because what I'm doing with him here, many media guys because I Friday and I'm telling you, sir, renowned radio station Ghana. We are catching in fact until 7 in the Casasam. Not be the crown corner, maybe so when we say media phone. And our next episode, we are going to look at the strongest currencies in Africa. It is not published by me. We will give sources. The moment we say Ghana is and Tito Sayu. Now, Chroma and no man are buying, Yentimina ding, and your man buying. Because it doesn't merit what we are. Missy, Yentimina ding here, say Okra, almost 700 naira. And said when you $1. Nigeria fukura watu. Almost 700 naira. And said when you $1. Nigeria fukura watias. Kronu huye. Na usi kadu 15,000 15 cedis. We say 1-2 nyum frau. Na we are seeing